Hi, I'm Jim with Strictly on Security, and today we're going to be talking about vishing. Now, vishing is when a criminal will contact you on behalf of a trusted organization, such as your financial institution, and convince you to give them your confidential information. And that information often includes your social security number, account numbers, home address, all the information they need to basically go out and commit identity theft. There's a number of different versions of vishing attacks out there, but they all have pretty similar traits. And that's where a criminal is going to call up and they're going to leave you a message. They're going to say, hi, we're calling from security services, and recently we detected a fraudulent transaction on your account. We're very concerned about this and we need you to contact us back immediately. In other cases, they'll say something like, we've noticed an anomaly with your account, or we detected a problem with your account. Whatever it is, there's always an issue, and ultimately they need you to call them back. And they'll leave you an 800 number and say, please call this 800 number at your earliest convenience, or right away, or ASAP, or something to put some pressure on you because it's very important. And their goal is to basically freak you out so that you hear there is something wrong with your account and you need to call up immediately. Now, when you come home and hear this message on your voicemail or answering machine, immediately your mind explodes. Nobody wants to hear that there's a problem with their account. You don't want to hear that there's been fraudulent activity on your account. These are things that make you freak out. So you immediately call that number up. You call up and they answer the phone and you go, yeah, hi, I got this message and there's something wrong. And sometimes you might have even been given a confirmation number. So you give them the confirmation number and they say, okay, great, who am I talking with? And you give them your name and they go, okay, for security purposes, can I validate your social security number? And you go, sure. So you give them your social security number, type a few things, you hear them clicking in the background, and they go, oh, I'm sorry, I can't pull up your information with that. Let me go ahead and go with your primary account number. And you go, okay, so you give me your primary account number. So in a matter of about 15 seconds, they've got your name, your social security number, and your primary account number. These are all the things they really need to start going out and committing the identity theft. Now, of course, they'll keep talking to you. They'll resolve whatever the issue is. In the end, they'll probably say, hey, we're going to send a confirmation out to you via the mail. What address is the best address that we can send this to you? So now they'll have your home address. And as far as you're concerned, the issue's been resolved. As far as they're concerned, you are now the next victim of identity theft. This scenario I just described takes time. And a lot of criminals aren't going to be able to do it manually one-off. Because, I mean, think about it. If they want to target 10,000 people, they're not going to really be able to call 10,000 people themselves and answer 10,000 phone calls. So instead what they do is they use automated software. They record that same message that they're going to leave to you on the software, and then they hit a button. And the software will go and call 10,000 people automatically for them. They can sit home just playing video games or whatever they want to do while the calls are just going. Then you get the message, you freak out, you dial the 800 number. Instead of a person answering, it's an automated machine that answers. And the machine will sound very professional, and it'll state that, hey, this is a security center and we need to validate the information, so please state or enter in your confirmation code, and you enter it in, and then it'll say, please validate your social security number. You'll enter that in, it'll then say, please state your name, and you'll just go through this little menu system. It'll record all of your information. At the end, it'll tell you, all right, the information's been validated and we've been able to resolve the issue on your account, and everything is great, and have a great day. And as far as you're concerned, the issue's been resolved. Now, not everybody's going to fall victim to this, but if they send it out to 10,000 people, there's a good chance that 100 or 200 people will, and that's a great hit for an identity thief. Everything I've talked about so far has been with messages via voicemail or on your answering machine. However, vishing also goes through email, and that's where they're going to send you an email, and it's going to have the exact same message that I've talked about that they leave in their voicemail, only it's in the email. And they'll still have this 800 number that they want you to call. It's the same exact scam, only they're sending out to a massive amount of people in an email. Now, a lot of people go, well, how do people get my email? How do these hackers get it? Or how do they get my phone number? Most of the time, they're going to just be going with a shotgun approach. And that's where they just get a list of everybody in a region. So if I'm targeting San Diego, I just get a massive phone number list of everybody in San Diego. And you can buy these lists. You can find these lists online. They're everywhere. And I have my little program go, and it just starts calling everybody on the list, one at a time. Boom, 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 boom. Most of the time, they're not even going to state a financial institution's name. They're just going to leave the message saying, I'm calling on behalf of your financial institution. I'm with a security center with your financial institution. They don't even state the name. but it's good enough for most people to go, wow, there's a problem. In the rare cases that they do state a financial institution name, what they'll generally do is they'll target the biggest credit union in your particular area. So they'll use that name, or the biggest bank in your area. They'll use that name, or they might just try several different ones, because their idea is going to be, hey, if you get this message and you don't belong to that particular financial institution, you'll ignore it. On the other hand, if they got lucky and you happen to be one of the people that do, well, you're going to believe it, because you're going to go, wow, that's my financial institution. This must be real. So how do you protect yourself? Actually, it's pretty easy on this one, which is nice. The first thing you've got to remember is that when you come home and you hear that message, or you get that voicemail, or you read that email, and it's got that 800 number that they want you to call, do not call that 800 number. Don't trust it. Instead, if it's a financial institution, take out your debit card or your credit card, look at the back of it. There'll be a phone number on there. Call that phone number, explain to them the message you received, and they're either going to say, yes, it's legitimate, and they're going to transfer you to the right department, or they're going to say, we have no idea what this is, do not call it. In both scenarios, you at least know what's going on. Now, let's say it's general business, and you don't have a debit card number for them. Go online, go to their website, click the Contact Us button, and find out what their contact information is, and again, use that phone number to contact them and explain to them what's going on. In this situation, all you have to do is call a safe number, and you should immediately know whether it's legitimate or not. In some situations, you might actually be home when a call comes in. And so you're going to answer the phone, and there might be a person on the phone, and they're going to call up and they're going to say, hey, yeah, I'm calling from the security center, and we're trying to validate this fraudulent activity. And immediately you're going to go, oh my gosh. What you need to remember is do not give out any confidential information, nothing at all. If they ask for anything at all you need to say is, I'm sorry, what is your name? What department are you with? What extension can I reach you at? I will call you back. And if they try to give some song and dance, if you can't call them back, just say, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. And hang up. You're done. Then you call that number from step one and you say, hey, here's what just took place. Here's who called me. Here's what's going on. Should I trust this? And again, they're either going to say, oh yeah, that person should be calling you, and go ahead and talk to them, or oh my gosh, no, that's a scam. And again, you've been protected. So don't get tripped up just because they catch you on the phone and they try to catch you off guard. Another way that criminals will try to trick you is through caller ID. So as you're picking up your phone, you notice the caller ID says your financial institution name, and you go, oh, okay, it's them. So you answer the phone and they start talking. Well, immediately your mind goes, caller ID said it's my financial institution, so I'm okay. What you need to remember is that criminals can spoof or fake that phone number. So they can make it look like they're calling from anywhere in the world. They can make it look like it's coming from any phone number in the world. So just because your caller ID says it is what it is, does not mean it really is that number that's calling you. It's really important to remember that, because sometimes criminals will actually reference that and they'll say, yeah, as you can see on your caller ID, I'm obviously calling from your financial institution. Just because it's there does not mean you can trust it. The last thing to remember is that when you're talking to your financial institution and you call them up, they are going to want to validate who you are. And so they're going to do things like verify your social security number. But the way they're going to do it is by asking for the last 4 digits. They will never ask for the entire social security number. So if you contact your financial institution and they say, hey, what's the last 4 digits of your social security number? You can give them that. On the other hand, if they say, give us your entire social security number, you should be a little suspicious. That would be very strange. So to recap, if you receive a voicemail or a message or an email that has an 800 number that they're saying, hey, there's a problem and we need you to call this number right away, stop. Be suspicious. Immediately take out the phone number from your debit card, or go to the organization's website and get their Contact Us information and contact them that way. Do not trust the number that was left for you in the message. In addition, if you answer the phone and someone on the other line starts talking to you about how your account has an issue, don't panic and don't freak out. Keep a cool head and tell them you will call them back. Get their contact information, get who they are, get their extension, hang up. Again, go back to that trusted number that you know you have and validate them that way. The reality is phishing's pretty easy to detect and to avoid. You just need to remember, don't let a criminal try to catch you off guard. That is their #1 weapon, is to try to catch you quick, try to catch you before you're thinking, and try to get that information before you have a chance to really start thinking, should I give this information out? When anybody's asking for confidential information, always stop, pause, and just think about it before you ever give anything out. As always, spend a little time and do a little research and protect yourself so you don't become the next victim of identity theft. I'm Jim for Strictly on Security. Have a great day.